Hello everyone. So today we will be doing the side campaign again because
Toodles.
we have no more Aiden. Well, we do have Aiden. He's back
Just
next
away
week
this week.
hopefully.
He's awaited.
And
Wow.
you judged me for my one.
It's fine when I do it.
I mean,
Choices. So what was I going to say? The last time, the party finally went to their first planet. They went down, and it was not a primitive planet with jungle and fauna, essentially.
Yeah.
After a while, they came across a stranded traveller in the form of another player. And mittens, which are not copyrighted from something else.
No.
Now
No.
Inspired.
it is 100% its own character, like Sonic to Blonic. They're both two different things. So
I
yeah.
want to make a character Nick now.
After
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast.
after that, they went to a large metal crate where they fought an automaton, and then eventually found a necrotic plant that may or may not be evil. And I think that was it, and then they took off.
Yeah, we left that in the herbalist's
Care.
problem.
Yeah. So Miss
Not the
Maxie,
herbalist, the doctor.
Oh, was it the doctor?
Miss Maxie, and Mr. Ops are looking after the herb.
Cool. My notes probably say that.
Because Martha, explain. Martha is the growing of herbs and plants.
Yes.
Maxi and Ops are the implication
Research.
of the plants, like what
Yeah.
they do. So they're more.
They're the academic side of things.
Yeah, and Martha
She's
is just
practical side
the
of things.
yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
So yeah, we will carry on. So where we left off was you're all fighting on the ship. I think everyone was doing different things at the time. You were repairing your ship, which is on our ship. I can't remember what the other two people were doing. I think.
Can't either.
Oh, you had a meeting, didn't you?
I just resumed my weekly routine.
What was your weekly routine? Oh, the helping in the garden.
Helping in the gardens, dueling
Peacock.
the peacock, twice or three times a week, I can't remember. And then just attempting to brew alcohol.
Okay.
It's probably... Oh, and also doing practice, probably.
You are on the ship for about 3 days, so you may or may not do stuff to your liking.
It's the usual. I'm back and forth training the gym then.
Like I said, 6 planets and you'll get your free feet essentially.
Yeah.
So this is you've done 1 planet so far.
I'll move it over there a bit
Um,
now. Well, that's really well shown.
and you're just repairing your ship.
Nice.
Derek will help you. I want you to roll
Ooh.
3 separate intelligence rolls plus your proficiency.
How many?
Rolling 3 intelligence rolls plus your proficiency. Yeah, separate ones. So these are the 3 days.
So 18, 14, 90 plus. New character, new numbers. Yeah, plus 1 plus 3. So day 1, 21.
Yeah.
Day 2, 17. And day 3, 22.
Right. Is there anything?
No.
Is there anything in particular you're focusing on the ship, or you're just generally repairing
Is
it?
my ship fully repaired?
Within the 3 days, I'm going to say yes.
Nice.
Yeah, cool.
Yeet the hell out of here then.
And have I managed to kind of make sure that it's fully secure and getting in and out back onto the main ship?
Right. Okay. Are you doing anything on the ship?
Fully repairing it?
Is that it?
Yeah.
So you're
I need it
not.
fully repaired.
You're not sending any messages to the mothership or whatever.
Oh, I probably should do.
Yeah.
Have I not received any?
What happened was when
Also
we've discussed this. What happened when you were trapped on the planet? Your radio was fucked, basically.
Yeah.
So what that meant was you could write messages, but they didn't receive them. So the moment that you repaired that element of the ship, which is why I'm asking, if they got 20 or 30 random text messages all in one go, essentially.
Babe, when you home, babe.
Yeah.
Food's in the oven. Ah, shit, I ate it all. Fuck you. babe. Okay, don't come home.
Alright, I'm fine, I won't.
I miss you.
This is it.
Please come home, I miss you.
Um,
Please come home, I think there's a ghost.
Pick up toilet paper on the way back.
Where's the toilet paper? I'm on the toilet waiting.
Hurry the fuck up!
We also need food now. Can you bring that on the way home too?
Yeah, I need all the food. Oh, and socks. Bring socks.
Well,
I need my character sheet up now. All my list of characters that I randomly name on the fly.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh no, that's the wrong one. Nobody saw that one.
No, we didn't.
No, you didn't.
Oh.
Okay, so
No.
do you send another message, or do you just?
I should probably write some. I'll write up some official. Well, is it just text or audio?
It is audio.
Okay, yeah, I'll be saying that my ship has been fully repaired and ready again for travel, but I've came across... What's the name of the main ship?
Well, the ship that you're on now.
Yeah.
Hope.
Hope. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, I'll be saying that I've gone onto this onto the ship Hope with Captain...
He pulled a layer on us!
You guys first name Vincent. You may have not got a second name.
You pulled a layer on us.
Maybe.
Okay. I didn't see. How did I see that? Shit.
You're slow.
Wow. Wow. Shit.
So yeah, I would have said that I was under this ship, under this captain, and providing them with duties, and if there's anything which I've needed to do in regards for the Queen, then I'm all ears.
Okay.
Peace out.
When you send that message, about an hour later, you do get a reply back,
Oh god.
and it's an open broadcast essentially. Like it's a live line essentially. So it's like a phone call basically.
Okay.
I need to come up with.
You need a fag.
No.
Okay.
Oh. I don't know the name. Oh, Oliver.
I've made such an Olimar.
Oliver.
Olimar!
Ollie.
No, I will not. Yeah.
Ollie.
You need another post-it note.
No, it's fine.
Monarchy isn't going to refer to me as Ollie.
Ollie, yeah.
Oh, this is official business.
Maybe. So you hear when you pick up the phone, it's a gentleman's voice, and it's like, Oliver, status report, please. Roll. Oh God, how? Insight.
Okay. 7. Beautiful.
Yeah, the person on the other side sounds slightly miffed. You do recognise the voice. It's Dralo, who is your superior.
Okay. Have you received my memos over the past few weeks?
Yes. You claim that you're on a ship called Hope.
Did you receive my previous memos about my ship being damaged? I crashed on the planet of Lipra.
Yes, it all comes with the job, cadet.
I crashed very severely. My ship was completely damaged.
And now you're fine.
Yeah, I've been working really hard repairing my ship.
It sounds very successful and strenuous, but all in a good day's work.
A few weeks, actually.
Semantics at this point. I asked for a
I am
status
one
report.
person.
I asked for a status report.
I asked for assistance. This has been a one-man job. I cannot do this. My ship completely crashed.
Sass. Love it.
Oh God.
I did try to send off messages, but I've been unable to send them.
So no assistance came to you. What seems to be the problem?
I could ask you the same thing, Drala.
He'll say, I'm asking for a status report.
Status report, ship fully repaired. When will I get compensated for the damage?
You don't get compensated. He said, what kind of...
I've been doing repairs for this ship.
You can't tell, but he's heavily rolling his eyes on the other side.
Wow.
You'll say, no, I'm asking for a status report. I'm aware that you've repaired, hence why this is broadcast has been successful. But I'm asking about your current situation on the ship known as Hope.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I reside with them now. I've landed and parked my ship on theirs to provide
Which
assistance.
armada did they belong to?
It's under Captain Vincent. This is as much as I'm able to collect so far. I plan to schedule a meeting to work out my position here.
I do not recognise the name.
I was going to ask if you did.
Roll...
It's an interesting ship.
Roll... History.
I can't make this under my own personal business, officer.
Roll history.
9 plus... Please be something. Oh, okay. 12.
Right. The way that you've got a basic working of how ships work in the universe, as in their rankings and such. So, each superpower has its own armada, which is led by a fleet captain, essentially. And then they, depending on which superpower it is, they've got a number of ships underneath them. And there are ranks, basically. Okay. So, like lieutenants, marshals, stuff like that, essentially. So when he asked what armada the ship was in, and you couldn't say, that obviously set an alarm bell, because when interacting with a ship, they would say which superpower they belong to.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that already sends alarm bells. Nice. And you also are aware the ships are normally given names, like Hope. They usually delegated serial numbers.
Yeah, it already seemed interesting.
Yeah. The only times the ships are named is if they're the main fleet ship.
Yeah,
like owned by the fleet captain of each superpower.
I will be saying that I'm still able to fully provide my time and dedication to the Queen, whether my occupation here is personal or otherwise.
Good to know. We are paying you for a reason.
Yeah, when do I receive payment?
When
my resources have been really rather crippled since the accident.
Okay, you would know this as well. You don't, because of the way that you work. There isn't a personal bank on your ship.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So in order to access it,
I need to
you would
place,
have to go to a planet with the reserve bank on it.
And how often does that happen for it to be there?
No, the bank would be on the planet, but you would have to find a grade 1 planet essentially.
Okay.
And then you can get access to your funds,
and
basically.
How often would that actually be put into for someone?
You are currently right out in the boonies, which is why not much is charted of it.
Okay.
So you don't know where these guys are coming from, and you went out of your jurisdiction basically.
Yeah.
To explore this not new. It has been charted, but probably people don't come here like often. So probably the last expedition out here that has been recorded is probably 500, 600 years old.
Nice.
So you're working with old material essentially.
Yeah.
You need to go to a grade 1 planet, and that would be probably a while. We're talking about a month and a half.
Oofed. All right.
Yeah.
Is there any word of business? Is there anything which I need to attend to?
Based off your messages and your current message, I have given it to the higher-ups to decide a course of action, because this ship sounds unidentified, therefore is problematic.
Well, let me know if you notice anything suspicious or anything dubious or anything which goes against the Queen.
You will get your next message within 24 hours, and you will be given a course of action.
Excellent. I will remain on call.
Okay. And the call ends there.
Fuck! I'm allowed a life out of work, right?
You essentially, as you've said, you're a bit of a loose cannon.
Yeah.
So they put up with you because you're the only person that'd be willing to go so far out.
Yeah.
Basically, trying to find people to go this far away from their family is difficult.
Yeah.
So they knew who they were hiring, and you're basically hired to not chart planets, but see their current updates. So say for example, the last planet may have been graded as grade 5 that you were on, Lipra.
No.
You
grade
would
4 now.
You would say I found somewhat intelligent life on there, and you would give them a description of the mins, and then your superiors would decide on.
Though the planet Lipra was an ever my intended course, so the Lipra was an ever my intended course, so
Wasn't your intended course,
no.
So you still would have sent a grade in because you were trapped on there for a month. I mean, what else were you going to do for a month?
Yeah, I mean, I would be stating that while being there, just
Okay. You then. What day would you like that call to happen on, essentially? It depends on how quickly you work on the radio. Like, was the radio first priority?
As soon as I have safe refuge in the ship, then it would have been probably one of the first things.
What are the first things?
Yeah, because originally the priority of getting the ship done first was to make sure I get off back into, like, survive and get back out,
So it wasn't the main priority. Actually making the ship move was the main priority.
Yeah, until getting on Hope, which then the resources are a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, okay.
So
your first priority would be making the ship is in working condition and then working on the radio.
I guess in the grand scheme of the course of a few
Yeah.
weeks. Yeah.
So no, 3 days because of those roles. So day 1, day 2 you would have fixed the ship, and that would have been day 3 that you would have finally got the radio
let's go
up
with
and
that.
running. So yeah, you probably won't get a message until the next session, basically. A reply back.
Oh shit.
You feel a tremor, and you do notice that if you walk outside, the Hope is landing on a planet.
Oh.
Okay. And then you hear over the speakers Vincent Belleroux saying, "Can everyone please come to the conference room, please?"
Okay. Yeah.
The other 2 characters, what would you be doing?
I'd have been in the gym.
I would be trying to learn Space Common.
Oh yeah, you were doing that. That's awesome. Yeah.
So you and
The linguist.
I'm
not there yet.
Rose. Rose are learning a new
Space
language. Yeah. Derek already knows how to speak it for some reason. He's God. It's fine. Within a couple of minutes, you all get to the conference room, and most people are there. The only person that isn't there is Blag, but at this point nobody cares.
No, Blag is a liability.
And you also notice Tina's not here, who is the paperwork person.
Tina's not here.
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay, in the room, in the conference room. Vincent is sat in his captain's chair, and Plino and Derek are standing behind him, basically.
Cool.
Vincent will then say, "Please, everyone, take a seat."
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go sit down.
Yeah. He'll turn to Derek and say, "Could you please give us a status report on the current planet?" And Derek goes, "Yeah, I could do that. Satellites and all that, little drones, great. We sent them down. They're currently scanning the planet. But I can give you a basic outline as of now. We're getting more information come through as the meeting is discussed."
Have we pulled out a hyperroom with that?
No, you're currently in the process of landing, so you're in you're in the atmosphere, basically making a steady landing, basically.
Yeah, sweet.
Derek will say, "Yeah, so the planet does seem to have some intelligent life. We have seen a number of towns and cities with the drones already. They seem to have some form of a society, but it does seem a little bit primitive. There doesn't seem to be any technology.
Okay. So are we gonna make contact with them, or are we to keep it to ourselves? We're gonna come.
I mean, we need to talk to the locals, obviously, to see if That's it.
Why?
because if Plan A fails and we don't get the cure, Plan B is this could be a potential planet to live on.
Oh, so we're gonna take that planet from them.
No, we'd live with them.
Okay.
We're not conquerors, he says. Although we consider from Derek's this is Vincent talking, from Derek's synopsis, we can conclude that we could easily conquer them if we wanted to.
I don't want to go to war with these people.
Well, neither do I, but we're just gonna have to talk to them. That's all. Alarm bells are ringing for you already. Yeah. Are you saying anything?
To war with whom?
No. Mention of war is ringing alarm bells.
Yeah.
Also talking to the locals is ringing alarm bells for you. Because I've mentioned the grading system already.
Yeah.
You would know that innately. So basically, from the sounds of it, from Derek's drones, this planet sounds like a grade 3.
Okay.
So there's no technology, but there are signs of a society. So what that means is,
We're breaking glass.
the three superpowers have decided you cannot contact anything below a grade 2. So just talking to them is breaking laws, essentially.
Good thing I'm chaotic neutral.
You going with it? I love it. Nice.
Ridiculous chaotic neutral. I'm just gonna snigger.
Okay.
I'm gonna really noticeably snigger.
What's so funny?
Also, you've probably realised the damage is done. They've sent drones out to observe them. So seeing flying metal discs in the air, is all they've already fucked up basically.
So we already created Area 51.
Got circles.
Oh
Got
my God,
circles
stop.
everywhere.
So we're gonna storm Area 51 this section.
Who then suing us?
Oh shit! Yeah, right. Awesome.
Derek
So
says.
what's funny? Why are you sniggered?
Just official business. It's
Vincent, listen over. He'll say, "I'm sorry. Is something funny?"
Apparently.
Oh no, just my queen would find this very amusing.
Why?
Why?
Oh, just states and regulations.
Not regular.
Nothing of importance.
You need that big fat chaotic neural. Nice.
Derek is just an airhead. Plino is.
No, he is.
Yeah.
We did create him. We know.
I like to keep my work and my personal life separate.
The only.
Isn't this both?
The only person that would question you is Vincent, so he's gonna roll.
Oh bollocks! Not another counter.
Oh, he just rolled a 19,
No.
so he doesn't believe you.
No.
Oh right. Okay, no.
He doesn't believe you.
No, okay, that's not good.
Yeah.
Shit.
Would you like to share these regulations with us?
Are you in any accordance with the monarchy?
No.
We have a monarchy, probably different from your monarchy.
Yeah, there's differences.
Yes.
Natural differences that come into alignments of the grand scheme of politics.
Such as, he says.
Oh, differences in laws.
Could you elaborate, he says. You're
Yeah.
kind of dancing around the topic here, he says.
Chaotic. Sorry, I'll just be shy.
Let's just say technically I'm probably not going to be allowed to contribute to this particular mission. But it's fine.
You're dancing around the question, he says.
I might be breaking some laws.
Such as, he says. You've mentioned this.
Joining you to this planet.
What's wrong with landing on this planet?
Oh, it goes against who I work for.
Why is it exactly bad though?
Politics.
Yeah, no, tell us then. We need to know these things if we want to like explore the galaxy, right?
But like I said, our information was very limited.
Exactly. So
Having
This
you
is
here
good
on the
and
ship
helpful.
is an asset, he says. So if there's anything you wish to share that may or may not harm us down the line, it would be greatly appreciated.
and
I'm awaiting a message from my higher officer in the next 24 hours in regards to the situation.
but you could tell us.
It should be all sorted out by
Actually, your officer only knows about the mins and the grading of the planet.
Oh.
He's more. He only knows that you're on an unregistered ship. He doesn't know that unregistered has suddenly landed on a planet and sent
But
out
yeah, but it
drones
depends what he finds out in the next.
early for 4 hours.
Yeah. If he manages to find very little, this is going to work very good for me.
Oh shit!
I'm literally trying to dance around the topic.
Again, I like to keep my work and my personal life separate.
Oh fuck! Oh no!
After you and Vincent it seemed like Vincent's not letting go of the topic basically, and he will try and persuade you to.
Would you like to speak to my advisor?
Oh god! Take it to your leader.
I do have his credentials available. They're really used to me. I'm kind of a headache, but they know I go places. I work good.
I suppose it's not a top priority right now. Getting the engines cooled is the priority now.
I can work right on that. Captain.
No, he says Derek will do that. You probably won't be able to help him. You have seen the engine room. It is.
Have you?
Yeah.
She did.
I did, yeah.
I described it as a complex but
Yeah.
beautiful mess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would have some inclinations of the primitive warp engine aspects of it, but not the divine energy source. So yeah, you would be at a loss.
Oh.
Bum bum ba dum.
Anyway, Derek will then say, as Vincent seems to not be, he's a dog with a bone. Derek will pipe up and say, "Oh yeah, we got an update on the drones. I think we've got everything that we need really. So there are a number of small towns, but they're very minute in scale. More like farming inlets essentially. So it'd be 5 or 10 families to town.
Your name is Derek, correct?
Yeah.
I had an idea.
Yeah.
You could possibly give assets to the Mins. You know how you use drones on the cat? That seems like an incredible invention. You should totally work out a way how to do that with the Mins. I think it would be an even better asset than what they are now with something of this sort. Because your workmanship is very incredible.
The cat is essentially an intelligent being. The Mins are not so intelligent. I'm not even sure they'd be able to ride a drone.
Well, you're not certainly very intelligent if you can't come up with an asset for the Mins.
Stop trying hard enough.
Are you suggesting that I forcibly put circuitry into a living creature?
They should at least be able to fly. That would really increase their abilities.
So you want
Do you know
Derek
what we
to
could
do
do?
animal
Actually, because
experiments?
they're a small stature, we could create a safety harness-esque slingshot to project them.
I'm for this then.
What's
So you're
Angry Birds?
making catapults.
Yeah, we could project them. We could launch them.
Oh god.
It means their accessibility around environments.
Vincent says the more I listen to you, the more unethical you sound.
That's one word for it.
Oh.
Are the two rangers not saying
People love
anything?
Not at this point. At this
Sam?
point, they're just having their fight.
Ollie's planning to put the Mins in a catapult.
A safely created one with protocols.
right.
With a nest.
One that fits the standard.
She's also suggested that they ride
Really
drones,
rather
which
you didn't.
Derek said they're not intelligent enough, and they would have to put circuitry in the Mins.
I'd really rather you didn't do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do either. Ollie's the crazy one.
Please don't do that to the beasts.
Only if it's humane, of course.
It's not humane though, is it?
Dan, you
We
okay?
find a way.
Yeah, just
Tired.
quite
Yeah.
no sleep.
Alright, okay. So Derek will say, yeah, about updates. So they're little farming hamlets with about 5 to 10 families, and they just seem to be growing their own crops. However, there is a large primitive city.
Oh, sweet.
I couldn't get much I couldn't get much details on it. However, it does seem to be very dictatorship-esque.
Oh, okay.
So, about 100, 200 people live in this city,
Okay.
which is large considering the other towns.
Do I know the name of this planet?
You wouldn't know unless you
We're on
were on your ship and you scanned it yourself.
So I've never heard of it before. Okay.
You would probably go if you were to go to your ship. You would have. Essentially, you'd be able to get information on the planet.
Okay.
So it looks like magic is very coveted on this planet, and the ones that wield magic seem to be in control.
Nice.
Um,
What is the name of this planet?
Directors, I don't know. It's a planet.
That's official business. Helps my personal affair.
But I have discerned the reason why magic is coveted on this planet is because there's 2 or 3 cross sections where the ley lines meet. One of the ley lines, the cross sections where one of the ley lines meet, has a blockage.
Oh god.
In theory, if you were to unblock the ley line, magic would become more prominent on the planet, and therefore more people would be able to wield it, and they'd be able to grow at a quicker pace.
But what are the risks of doing this work? What is the risks of opening that ley line?
There's no risks. It just enables more people to use magic.
Okay, let's do it.
So from your back to your what should and shouldn't be done. Communicating with people is one thing. Giving them tools necessary to grow quicker and affect their growth rate is problematic. So yeah, this is if communicating with them is probably breaking 1 or 2 laws. Actually, helping them grow is probably breaking one of the cardinal rules, basically. So this could be sentenced to jail, lifetime, or even death.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's extreme.
Like communicating with them
Yeah,
is like a light.
Wow.
It's like 1 or 2 years in jail. But actually
Wow.
helping them grow is a lifetime
Okay.
or death.
Wow. Okay,
Oh,
that's
shit.
new information.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oof. Wow. Okay, that's new.
You probably want to share that, right?
Yeah. Okay, that one's a little bit too far for my protocols.
Risen goes, and why is that? Your protocols seem to be ever changing.
We have some more stricter than others. Now, one in accordance to my law could possibly mean my own death, so that's, I guess, a bit far.
Why would helping these people cause your death?
It goes against the monarchy.
Why?
Oh, I don't get into the technicalities. I just know what I probably shouldn't do and should do. And I live a fine line. But that's,
So we can't help these people, is what you're saying.
not without me losing a head or something.
So you losing your head, right? Not us.
I mean, now my monarchy is aware of your ship. That might be problematic.
They're
for you
aware
in
of
the-
us?
Yes,
Well, how are they aware of?
my ship and my radio.
Oh, brilliant. So you told them about us.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for bringing in my ship. It was very, very, very nice of you.
Shouldn't you have talked to our captain before you talked to yours about telling them where...
I was very surprised how easily you allowed me to bring my ship onto yours.
That's his problem, not mine.
Well,
that's not the captain's
you're the
fault.
one mentioning it. Are you in your rankings?
Vincent will just wave his hands out and say, As long as me and Derek are in the same room, not much can really threaten us, he says.
Nice.
And Derek says, yeah, I mean, I can warp space, that's fun.
Yeah, that's a peace of mind. Yes, it's not my personal defiance against your ways and goals, because frankly, these are rather exciting, but the people who I work for are kind of old-fashioned.
Crazy.
Old-fashioned.
Well, Derek, but Vincent says, although you are talking in riddles at this point, from the sounds of it, old-fashioned is a term that some people use because they do not like to abide to the laws, which are there necessary to upkeep the peace. Is that what you are suggesting?
No. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Shit, judgment call.
At this point, this is Vincent and Plino now, so they both get rolls. Derek doesn't give a shit. Okay, Vincent, yeah. Yeah. Plino and Vincent both don't believe you.
Look, again, you can really happily speak to my advisor.
Just mean it was a
little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll just say, no, like I said, the priorities are the engines right now. Once we resolve the engines, we will discuss this matter further.
Well, let's just say for the legalities of my own monarchy, I will not be able to fully supply my aid in some places where it may be illegal under my own jurisdiction.
Okay.
Wow.
Happy to report on other duties.
Christ.
Derek
Wow.
goes to Vincent and Derek and say, Derek, if you could please land us somewhere where we'd be out of sight from the towns at least, and close enough to the city that we'd be able to interact with them.
Is there a way I would be able to acquire access of the laws of my monarchy?
On your ship, you would have a charter there.
Can I have one of those?
I would
Did it get
imagine in order for you to be hired, you'd have to pass a test for you to know the laws and regulations of space travel.
But,
I need to know
you
these
learn
things.
to drive and then you learn how to drive. So
Yeah.
I need to know these laws.
yeah. Gonna have to make the laws.
No, for God's sake. This is a one shot. Leave me alone. There are laws, and you know of these laws.
There are laws and stuff.
God damn it. Okay, well, just keep doing. If there's something which is happening which is illegal for me, you're gonna have to keep telling me.
So every time they do something, just be like, yeah, you know this is illegal.
Okay.
And I'll grade it like from like theft to drug smuggling to like.
Oh, can we do that?
Well, technically, you've got an evil plant on the
okay,
ship.
so let me discuss
Yeah,
anything now. For the
right.
for the aids of the ship, I'll speak to Victor about this. How chartered is the ship in regards to how registered is the ship? Is the ship registered?
Vincent
What will come up on the credentials of my officials?
Vincent says we don't have anything of that.
Okay, excellent. But that will help me in assisting you. When your ship should, in theory, come back with nothing, touch a noggin. I've declared this as personal affairs. If we can manage to keep this as personal affairs, and I'll keep my business of the monarchy out of it, we should be smooth sailing.
But
they are aware of us already.
They're aware of the name of your ship. I was unaware of your motives on this ship, and out of sheer protocol and due to the sheer crashings of my own ship, I had to meet certain protocol.
The only thing that you are aware of what a ship is doing, and you'd be fine with. Derek mentioned it when you were discussing the last session. The not the engine room, the intercoms room.
Yeah.
When you were in there, Derek would have mentioned, but it was Derek explaining basically. So it was probably to you, we wouldn't have gotten all the facts. So Derek would have probably said something along the lines of, "Yeah, so we're from a planet, a foreign planet. I can't remember the name of it." And there's rifts and stuff, and they're going, and they're killing the planet.
Wow.
And we were sent a message from planet Etru, and we're going to go see them for the cure.
If you could provide me with any kind of factoid which I can send back to my officials in regards to keeping your ship more roguish or unveiled by my monarchy, then if it works and is doable, I can send that to my own officials. For the safety of your own ship.
So Vincent says, so what you're saying is you would cover for us and we won't have random battleships coming after us.
Exactly.
What sort of armaments do other battleships have?
So Vincent also mentions, so what you're saying is as well that we need to get the ship registered, was the word you said?
No, that's not necessary. It's official business, which it's not really my forte.
Well, me and Derek will keep a note of it.
Okay.
Derek's just saying, listen. So yeah, and then you hear the...
Just keep your ship off the radar starting immediately for the next, let's say, fortnight.
You feel the ship slightly vibrate and it's landed essentially.
Okay. Yeah, turn off all the systems. Keep it offline. This is very convenient. We've landed now. This is fine.
No, Derek says, oh, I can't do that. I need to cool the engines down.
You can turn off the radar systems.
No.
You're meant to be whatever you are.
Yeah, I think I've explained this. I'm an elemental created by a god that may or may not be dead.
But you can't turn off the radar of your ship.
I mean,
Can I?
I mean, it would take me an hour to.
Can I go see where the radar is on the ship? Take me to your radar.
That'll take you to the control center on the top of the deck.
Yep, I want to go there.
To your radar.
I want to go up there and see if I can get this thing.
While this is happening, Plino will then click her fingers and say, while we do that, we'll get you two prepared.
Yeah. Okay.
But you're basically all going the same direction to the comp.
Yeah.
Derek will then say, well, as I was saying, if I was to switch off the radar, that'd probably take a good half an hour to an hour.
I can assist. I can do this right away.
Sure.
Take me to where it is.
Wow.
Yeah, it takes you about 5 minutes to get there, basically.
Cool, I'm gonna be trying to turn off the radar.
Roll intelligence pursuit efficiency.
23.
Okay. Unfortunately, it looks similar to an older model that you've seen before.
Okay.
However, all of the buttons and markings are in a language you don't know.
Who's the language?
Rose.
Where is she?
She's probably with the diary.
Am I with Derek while I'm up here saying?
Derek can technically speak with you as well. Remember, you're all using this kazoo, aren't you?
Yeah, but I don't. But is that also for reading?
You can't read. That's not
That's
spoken.
what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Derek, right?
Yeah.
Are you able to understand this language?
It's common.
Ow. Interesting. Yeah, I should be able to work with this just fine, but I'm unproficient with this language.
Yes, that's right. You're space common. We haven't really come up with an official name for it. It's just space common.
Space common.
Yeah.
I'm an alien, okay.
High Gothic? High Gothic?
High Gothic.
Yeah?
No.
No. Okay, fine. Gothic?
No.
It's just less high, that's what.
Like I said, you do recognise it, but because it looks like an older model, which you do recognise, however, there are elements of it that you do not recognise. So you think this is all homemade, essentially.
Homebrew.
Homebrew. Like this is not.
Wow!
This is not something you, like I said, you are familiar with, but are unfamiliar with. So you probably wouldn't be able to switch it off.
Okay, I'm not of this language.
You're gonna have to learn common.
Yeah. I'm busy repairing my shit, man.
While this is going on, Plino is giving the two rangers their equipment. So you You get your jetpacks,
Also,
and
is
you
the
get
air
your
breath-
radios as well.
the air breathable out there?
Pleader actually turns to Derek and she says, "You didn't say anything about the air, Derek." He says, "Yeah, whatever planning with Andon should have a similar atmosphere to ours.
Should have a similar.
This one's slightly more alkali, but you'll be fine, mostly."
It's probably not good.
I mean, no. Basically, if we're on the planet for too long, the insides of your lungs will feel like soap.
I don't want the inside of my lungs to feel.
Yeah, but we'll be leaving in 24 hours, so you should be fine, mostly.
I don't. I ain't going out there.
You'll be fine. Don't worry. There is no long-lasting effects unless you stay on the planet for more than 48 hours. But we'll be leaving in about 10, he says.
Hours or minutes?
10 hours. So basically you're here for a day, essentially.
Right. Well, I'm still not going out there.
Why?
I don't want the insides of me to be fucked up. What? No. I don't want me insides fucked.
Derek will say, "Oh, yeah, fine," he says, and he'll rummage through the back of the communications room for a minute or two, and comes back and he says, "These are prototypes. I'm still working on them, but you'll be fine, mostly."
Right, well, what are they?
He essentially gives you helmets. Yeah,
More uniform?
Fish bowls.
fish bowls essentially.
I should already have one of those.
Yeah.
Nice.
He says these are prototypes. They've got they filter the air essentially.
Oh, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, doesn't it? He'll put it
Yeah.
on top. He'll give it to you. He'll say, "Yeah, you'll be fine, mostly." No, you speak through the radio essentially.
Oh, so the radio's connected all
Yeah.
the time in this thing.
Yeah.
Why can't you do that to a normal suit yet?
Ah,
For the BB button thing.
I hardly asked.
No, you're just useless then.
More useful than you.
I'm the one who goes out and risks my life.
Yeah, so that means you're expendable. Okay, bye. He says.
Ah, you're a piece of okay.
Plino will say, "You can take someone with you if you'd like." Again.
Well, almost seems the best, I guess, for all planets.
Olimar. No, she's saying you can take a crew member with you.
Oh, right. Well, we're going to talk with some of the locals. So, who's the diplomat?
Rose.
Rose. Rose would probably be the best to come this time.
Plino will go over to the intercom and touch the button and say, "Can Rose come to the deck, please?"
Mm.
And Rose comes in. She looks ready for battle. So heavy plate,
Sure.
great sword on back.
Oh yeah, she's the fighter, isn't she?
She's I'm gonna say an Eldritch Knight for now,
Nice.
but she's not an Eldritch Knight.
Ooh,
Okay.
What's this?
Multi-classing. She'll say
Battle wizard.
yeah, and she'll say yeah, you called in it and she's got a bottle of whiskey and Derek says, "You won't be able to do that anymore," and she goes, "Yeah, why?" And he'll put the helmet on top of her head and then you don't hear anything, but you audibly see her mouth fuck really loudly in the helmet. Fuck.
Wow. Okay.
And then he attaches the radio and then she says, yeah, I said fuck. Just to clarify, innit?
We guessed as much.
Alright, let's go then. Who's leading the way? Dan, you're leading the way.
No, I'm waiting to see what she does.
Who? Rose.
Mm-hmm.
She's standing behind you waiting for you to lead the way.
On the way. Up and the way.
Roll survival.
So who is leading the way, sorry?
21.
Dan is. Cool. Good.
Based on what Derek has said loosely, you can find the large city / town basically. From the outset, the only way I can describe it is it looks like a regular D&D setting.
Hey.
So medieval.
Yeah.
There's like wooden huts and taverns and and one or two like stone structures like
Nice.
churches and stuff. But it's it looks like your average D&D setting.
Wow.
Okay.
Rose is the first one to walk into the city town, and she turns to the rest of you and goes, "Yes. So the first thing we need to do is get our bearings, and I need to learn this fucking language, don't I?
Yeah, probably.
So we need to find like a merchant area and just listen there for a couple of minutes, and I'll grasp it mostly. Yeah, let's go."
We're following you.
Yeah. She will roll perception, which she sucks at. So for the next half an hour, you're walking around for a merchantry, and she can't find one. But then after about half an hour, she does find one.
Hey.
And she will just lazily stand out what seems to be a combination of a tavern and cafe
Nice.
for a little while,
Yeah.
just listening into conversation for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Right.
And she comes back to the party and say, "Yeah, I've got the gist of it. Like it's not that hard. It's very similar to Elvish in some respects.
Oh. Why are they similar?
I wouldn't know. Looking around the planet, their aspects are very nature based.
So are they all druids?
No, because not most of them can't cast magic. It seems.
Oh yeah.
I did learn little information about the city though.
Right.
It's one of the largest cities. We're in the middle of a large continent.
Right.
It's basically a drop off for merchants to stay for a day or two and then carry on. So it's a middle-sized city. As for anything else, they are ruled by mages essentially.
But the people can't.
Most people, the regular person cannot cast magic. It's very uncommon, rare even. So for every, I would estimate from the sounds of it, every 100 people there may be one.
Jesus. And those are the people that are ruled.
Yes.
Power rules, I guess.
The only thing I can think of is talking to the locals directly.
Right.
To get more information about the planet.
Right. Well, I can't understand a fucking word of what they say.
She goes, "Oh yeah, I should really sort that out first, isn't it?"
You
And
really
she'll
should.
go to the radio and she'll say, well, how would she describe it?
Space command.
While I was in the room to check the signal, did I see anything else interesting in there?
What? Sorry?
Anything shiny or anything that looks like fun or any kind of tech kind
Well,
of...
where you are.
Yeah, well, I was looking
no.
around. Any little
Roll
gadgets,
perception.
any little factoids, any little archives, any little... Oh, for God's sake, 10.
The only thing metal that you come across, there's not a lot of metal. It's all stone, wood. Like I said, it's a very D&D.
Anything interesting?
The only metal.
While I was on the ship, this was.
Oh, on while I saw you were
Yeah,
ship.
you haven't come
There's
with
a-
us yet, have you?
There's a lot of stuff on the ship.
Yeah, it would have been just before I left.
Yeah.
Oh, you have come with us.
There's a lot of interesting stuff on the
Stay
ship.
behind. Sorry.
No, just before I was leaving.
Okay, sorry.
There's a lot of stuff, interesting stuff on the ship. You have to be a bit more specific.
I don't mind then, I'll be nice.
Yeah. However, if you're rolling perception for in the town, there's one person wearing heavy plate mail
Nice.
that you've come across.
Paladin.
Would I have seen this kind of armor or anything before?
It looks. There's an insignia on it, but you do not recognise it.
I don't recognise the insignia, okay.
Mm.
I'm gonna take a note of this somewhere in my thing.
Okay, then the insignia then is essentially a shield. It's just a basic shield. You okay, Dan?
Yeah, it's just stretching.
Okay.
And I just realised I forgot a jumper.
Yeah.
I got one.
That's got a bit chilly.
I've got one in the car. Do you want
Oh, there we
next?
Oh.
Yeah.
My friend found us
You do.
something.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it, but I've not actually read it.
I'll give you the car keys and you can go get it if you want. But don't collapse, okay?
I won't collapse on the way to the car, don't
I
worry.
know, but maybe having a little walk outside will wake you up as well.
Comment there.
What are you looking for? Sorry.
The Muppet one.
Okay. Oh. Okay. So where am I? Where was I? Oh, insignia. I described the insignia to you.
Yeah, it's like a shield.
And Rose is having a discussion with Derek, but you can't understand most things she's saying. Like she's talking the language basically that you don't know, like Elven. It sounds. Roll intelligence if you want to know what the language sounds like.
13.
Do you speak Elvish?
No,
Have you heard Elvish?
don't think so.
It is a language with a musical tone, but there are hints of harshness. So the only way I can describe it is Welsh.
Elvish tap.
Welsh.
Oh, yeah.
So it's musical.
Oh, that's a good way of saying Elvish crossed with Dwarvish.
Yeah.
Welsh.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
No.
Cool.
Like you'll hear
Yeah,
it's got a
that's quite
musical
cool.
tone to it, but every once in a while you hear things like and things like that. which is- Yeah. Stuff like that basically.
Kinda no. Yeah. I like that. That's actually quite cool.
Yeah.
Bottom half is always obscured as well. It's
So
brilliant.
So, yeah, after about 10 and 15 minutes talk, Rose will say, yeah, so do you know your kazoos?
Kazoos?
The things that you speak your language, you speak your language into.
Right, yeah.
She says, yeah, they've been updated now.
Right.
So if you take your helmet off and put the kazoo
Put the kazoo where?
in your mouth.
But then I can't speak.
Yeah, you speak through the kazoo.
But it's muffled.
No, but you speak through the kazoo anyway.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm not taking this helmet off.
God damn it.
I'm not taking my helmet off.
So, yeah, with that interaction, Rose will just say, I could just translate for you, like, but...
Then we'll do it that way for me.
Yeah, sure.
Till
she
we go back to the ship, I'm not taking my helmet off.
Okay, she says, calm your tits down,
I ain't
like.
got tits.
Oh, well, good for you, innit? Or bad for you, depending on your point of view, like she says. I mean, I don't technically enjoy mine, they just get in the way, really.
I find them quite enjoyable.
She'll...
Don't really amount to anything, I'm afraid.
Sorry?
Don't worry, monsieur, just me talking to myself.
You're fucking strange.
She'll,
You're
You should
fucking,
hardly talk.
you're a fucking weirdo.
Using a bow all the time. Honestly. What sort of combat is that?
she'll walk into the...
Fuck you. Piece of shit.
Do you have the kazoo in your mouth?
I can't see why I wouldn't. Like I said, I last time I had rigged it so I got like some string so it was attached to my ear type thing.
Oh, right, okay.
So that was always talking into it.
Okay. So, yeah, so you would know, you would hear the conversation, you would hear it but not understand it.
Yep.
And I'm not sure if Ollie may or may not have their own translator if they fix the ship. So I'll have to inquire about that.
Probably.
What was what
Yeah,
what have I stumbled into?
Oh god.
They've decided to take Rose of them to learn the language, obviously, and to be the translator and the diplomat.
Mm-hmm.
She's listened in for the last 10 or 15 minutes in a conversation in the tavern/cafe to get the lowdown of language. She then spoke the language to Derek over the radio, and then Derek updated your language kazoos so you could speak through them.
Okay.
So now if you go to Kazoo, you can speak this language, which I've said is a combination. It's Elvish with harsh tones.
Okay.
So it's similar to Welsh. So you'll have a lot of pretty words, but then every once in a while you hear th and its, basically.
Except they won't, I'll hear it.
Mm. Well, you will hear it, but you'll just understand it. Yeah, I'll just carry on in the conversation. Rose is the first one who goes in, and she says, "Yeah, I have a pint, like." And the guy behind the tavern, who seems mostly humanoid. There are one or two aspects which don't seem humanoid. I would say roll perception.
Not passive?
Not passive.
Damn it, because my passive is 17.
So just roll for it.
I'm on my way.
If you're observing what these people look like.
20.
20.
16.
They look human, however, their fingers are slightly more pointed. So the tips.
Tag-like.
No, the tips of the not the actual nail itself.
Okay.
The tips are pointed.
Oh, okay, sure.
You would surmise that it's probably some weird evolution with their bone structure. The other thing that you notice is they look human, but aspects of them do look pointed. So their chins are more pointed.
Their features are more
angular.
Angular.
Yeah. And the guy behind the tavern says, "Oh, you're not around from these parts, are you?" And she goes, "No. We're out of towners, we are. We're looking for a little bit of information to share. We're from the coast, we are." And he goes, "The coast. Quite far away then, innit?" And she goes, "Yeah. So we just want to know a little bit of information, like who runs the show here, like. Question for you. Would you have your own private translator?
I want one.
You want one?
Yeah.
Would you have one on the ship?
Can I?
Yes.
Cool.
So you don't necessarily have to have your kazoo.
Oh.
Let's just say it's a choker or something that you wrap around your neck, or like an armband or something.
Oh,
Right,
that sounds
an
cool.
armband, okay. That you just switch on and off.
Okay.
Okay. So you can understand all languages now that your ship's been fixed.
Oh.
So you don't technically have to learn Space Common.
Well, if you already knew... Sorry, Ollie already knew Space Common.
Yeah, you mean common.
Oh, common.
Real
So
common.
you can actually understand.
Hey,
You
my
can-
common is still as culturally enriched as your common.
So Rose gets basically the lowdown of the area, basically. Two things of note. One, not many people like the mages around these parts. There's about 2 or 3 of them, which live in the largest castle in town. But they're very hard to get along with. They'll come out of the castle from time to time and abuse their privileges. So they may randomly take extra tax, or they may hit people in the street using their magic, and stuff like that, basically. It's, like I said, it's like Derek said, it seems slightly dictatorship-y, but with a bit... They essentially feel like bandits, essentially. They've taken over a town. Everyone feels hostile towards them, but there's nothing they can do with it.
Why haven't they been overthrown yet then?
Yeah, we don't have magic.
Then you don't need magic to overthrow someone who is magic.
It's difficult, like, though, isn't it, to catch them if they're flying in the fucking air.
Well, then use like ranged weapons.
Ranged, he says.
Like bow and arrow.
No, don't know that, I'm afraid. You've seen sword shields and martial weapons like daggers and the such,
we have
but you
seen-
can assume
Wow.
that because of magic and the way that it's coveted, and people are scared of magic, so you can assume there's some sort of psychological aspect to it, and because of that, ranged weapons have not been invented yet.
Well, you could give me like 20 minutes or so. I'll be back.
I don't know what you're planning, Michelle.
I'll make a bow.
Oh, you'll make a bow. Just find a twigs and essentially get a string and yeah.
The basic aspect
Yeah,
of the
okay.
bow, yeah.
Roll. There's no invention, is there? Roll intelligence plus your proficiency.
Intelligence plus.
Yeah.
That's a straight roll plus 2 then. 14.
You get a working bow, but you get the feeling it's probably not that much range on it.
Yeah.
It's probably about 20-30 feet at most.
Yeah.
It's very basic.
Well, basically what the idea is with this is you put an arrow, one of these, this is the arrow.
You technically have your bow and arrow, so you could have done
but
this.
I'm showing
Yeah.
them with the primitive
Yeah.
one first.
Mm.
And you pull it back and let it go. Sorry, right in the way.
Roll it to hit.
Oh god, minus plus.
It's your attack roll.
Just straight
Your
normal.
attack roll.
Just dex then, which is plus.
Here's dex plus your proficiency plus your pluses on your weapon.
So which is plus. Oh yeah, because it is technically a
ranged.
bow, different types. It's plus 8 then. Yeah. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you hit a close by tree.
And voila.
About 3 or 4 people in the tavern have come out to watch, as well as the tavern owner, and they look extremely shocked. They can't grasp. You get the feeling that it's not a complex idea. It's bloody a twig and stick.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the fact that they've never thought about it shows how much fear they've probably lived in for so long.
This is one of the ways that you could shoot them out of the sky. If the fuckers are flying.
The tavern owner and these 3 or 4 guys are coming out. More and more people are coming out of the tavern and they're whispering to each other. And you get the gist that even though you've shown them away, they're so psychologically bent. It's not the fact they didn't have the tools. It's probably they've been bred to fear these people essentially.
So
you would have to change their thinking.
their psyche.
Yeah.
So in terms of how to use and make these, need some better wood than this. I just used a nearby twig, cut trees down. You can make some good frames, get some good twine and put that there as well. For the arrow, use metal for the arrowhead.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't know what metal is, but they probably wouldn't know how to shape. There's probably not much smithing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna need to just redesign your whole college. Redesign the whole thing.
They all go back into the tavern, but you get the feeling that you've sparked 1 or 2 people's perceptions, but most people are still like, we can't do this.
Yes,
but there's 1 or 2 people that you've noticed that in the corner still talking.
Drinking.
Yeah.
It's them that I can't. I actually have to go over there with Rose, though. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Rose over there.
Rose will say, yeah, in a minute, we need to learn more information. She says, oh yeah, so we have a friend, and he's more magically inclined, but he's nicer than these fuckers. He says that there's a huge blockage somewhere with the magic hoogie doobies. I don't know how that would affect you, but what we want to know is, have you heard of any big rocks, boulders, and mountains that have fallen down recently? Well, by recently, I mean in the last 200, 300 years. Any big events? And the tavern owner goes, oh, well, we do have a local legend around here about that. And Rose says, oh, a story. I love a good story, she says. Tries to drink out of whiskey, hits the helmet, and she goes, fuck. It was it back down. And the tavern owner says a story that once upon a time, there was a powerful mage and a hill giant.
Oh no.
And basically the story is the mage tricked the hill giant into a hole, essentially. That is the story.
Right.
Roll, you and Dan roll survival.
Off the furthest.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
13.
You would know the basics of hill giants. Long story short, hill giants are very stupid. You would know, on top of that, maybe the mage used some sort of illusionary techniques. It was a mage to trick the hill giant into this hole, and it would be very simple to trap a hill giant. To kill one, not so much, because they're quite hardy, but to trap one would be easy.
Nice. Yeah, right.
But then, why trap a hill giant in a hole?
Yeah.
Is the main issue.
So why were he trapped in a hole? What did he do?
It's just a local folk tale, you know, something you tell the kids before they go to bed.
Where was it?
Not many people go that direction anymore.
Where was it?
He'll point out to the tavern. There is a large forested area to the south, and he says, "Yeah, we just tell the kids the story, like so.
So
They don't go into the forest."
That's good. Then we'll go and have a look there, right?
Sure, why not? Rose will just be like, "Yeah, lead the way." Like I'm not really doing much, she says, and she'll get the whiskey again and go, "Fuck." Dan, are you leading again?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Roll survival again.
Natural 20.
No.
23 total.
Just from the point of a finger, you can ascertain the general direction of where this hill giant is. It probably takes you a good hour or two.
Yeah.
But you do eventually find what looks like a large boulder in this dip. It doesn't seem to be moving though.
A boulder? Well, a boulder wouldn't move.
Roll perception.
21.
Okay. This, from the looks of it, this boulder does have limbs. But it doesn't look like a hill giant you normally recognise.
Different species.
It's probably evolved differently on this planet. The only way I can describe it is a hill giant made out of a lot of rocks is the only way to describe it. Yeah, golem. A golem. It's a combination of a golem and a hill giant. There are fleshy aspects to it, but not much.
Well, that looks peculiar.
Rose goes, "Yeah, so I'm assuming this is blocking the ley line." She'll PM Derek on the radio and say, "Are we close to the ley line blockage?" And Derek goes, "Yeah, not too far away, like. It's probably about 10 meters away from you." And Rose sort of looks down and goes, "Aye, that looks about right. So how are we going to get a hill giant out of a ditch? Any ideas?"
That's a good. So this is the blockage.
That you hear Derek go, "Yeah, I just said that."
Where's it? Fuck off. Right. So how are we gonna unblock it?
Rose will just say, "We just have to somehow get him
The
up and
rock
out."
giant thing. We just walk up to him. Hello.
Roll.
Uh-oh.
It was technically not animal handle. Roll persuasion.
I got an 18.
Okay.
Wow, this dice is good.
Yeah.
You were in prison last session, that's right. Goodbye.
You
Nathan learned.
you hear gravelly. It's similar language to the Elvish that they speak, but it's more gravelly and more slowed. And you hear
Rose is translating for me.
Rose is, yeah, and he goes, "No, long time, yes, here."
Do you want to Move.
It says, "Oh, I can't."
What? You can. You got arms and legs there that you can.
And you notice that it cuts off at the torso, so his legs
So
are
his
to the
arms.
ground.
Well, you could just pull yourself out.
He says, "I tried hard," and he'll start banging the ground. You notice that there's a lot of punch marks around the ground, but no avail.
Well, why don't you just? Okay.
Rose says, "Yeah, we got a bit of a predicament here, don't we?"
Yeah.
She'll turn to the party and says, "Any ideas,
I don't know more than I've already tried.
spaceman?
What about me?
Do you have any ideas to how to get a hill giant thing out of a hole?"
We could attach a big net or
Oh,
something
no.
to my ship.
Oh shit.
Oh, use your ship to pull him out.
Yeah.
That's an idea.
Would that work?
Do we have the components and materials to build something to rope him up? Or something to grab him?
Derek will say, "Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah."
I don't see what could possibly go wrong.
Well, you better hurry up and go back to your ship and do that then. We'll
Oh.
stay here.
On my way.
It'll probably take you 45 minutes to get back to the ship.
We'll stay
Cool.
here.
But it'll only take you like a matter of minutes to get over to where the hill giant is, yeah.
How many laws is we break in now?
Nah.
I mean, the moment you put the hill giant down, you probably will have the death penalty.
What?
Yeah.
I couldn't see what I was doing.
Derek. Wait, Derek.
Oh,
Yeah?
no.
Do you know how to operate my ship?
Oh,
Would it be
no.
illegal? It's my ship.
Yeah.
Oh,
Would that be illegal?
You would be known as an accomplice.
You're a gnome, aren't you?
You'd be an accomplice. You probably wouldn't probably wouldn't be killed, but you'd have a long life.
You might lose your tongue.
Why would they really find out?
Let's find out.
Ah,
Chaotic warrior.
neutral.
Oh boy. Adventure.
Break the law! Break the law!
Breaking the law.
Breaking the law.
Oh, I should have.
Oh, but you should.
Okay.
As the DM, I'm fine with this.
Yes.
We can keep this confidential, right?
Well, I got no one I can tell other than the other people on the ship.
Derek says, "I could talk to myself. By myself, I mean mittens."
Fuck.
Great, let's do it. Be back in just under an hour. I'm gonna make sure my radar and everything is off on my ship.
Yeah, you can easily do that.
Yeah,
This is not the first time you've gone incognito for random reasons.
Yeah, no.
So you get back to say just under 50 minutes by boat. You attach the net around the hill giant, and there's no roll really. 'Cause
Right, be ready. It might hurt. Who fucking knows?
I think the giant will have to roll to see if he's not cut in
Killed.
half. His intestines come flying out everywhere. Okay. Oh, well, that's not too bad. Yeah, he's fine. It'll take you about a minute or two, but then you start to feel some wiggle room.
Okay.
Like you're
Try pulling yourself out now.
Can I hear you?
I'm telling him.
Okay.
like for you, it's like you're trying to pull on the engine in such a way that it doesn't completely rip this person in half. So you're slowly doing it, like as slow as you can. So, but then like I said, you start to feel wiggle room, and then you start experimenting with pulling. Within about 10 minutes or so, the hill giant is able to get himself out.
Nice.
And he goes,
Okay.
"Oh, fresh air."
Okay, I
he
would
says.
have gone and roped the rope back in
Yeah.
and then landed down.
When you look down the cavern, you do notice an air of arcana.
An aroma of
Of
arcana.
arcana, yeah.
I don't know shit. Oh no, I do. I've got spells now. Yeah.
So like it's like a ripple, basically.
Oh, that's a bit odd.
It's mostly congregating around the hole. So Yeah, you get the feeling the ley line is fixing itself, basically.
Right, well. Thanks.
The giant goes, oh, friends, yes?
No.
Friends.
Captain Olimar.
I want to say Rocky, but I don't, but that's too obvious. Rocky. Mert. Hold his hand out.
This guy is huge.
Large.
Finnerfin.
You hold, yeah, hold.
Finnerfin.
Yeah. Trapped here a long time.
Then you can go now. You're free.
No, I get mage and crush his heads.
How long have you been trapped?
Long time.
How long is long time?
Like this much.
Then Mage is probably already dead.
They squishy people, yes.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably succumbed to time
Oh.
and died of some natural causes, or he pissed another wrong person off and they killed him. You can go back to your people now, wherever they are.
I have no people.
Then have a happy life.
He'll sort of like look down the hole. It looks like he just doesn't know what to do with himself now because he's been there for so
Well,
long.
just don't go back down the hole.
I risked my life for this.
We could ask. No, I'm not going to do that because I wouldn't.
What? Ask him to go on the ship. Oh God.
No.
We've already got 150 meeps. We don't.
I'm not risking bringing this. Wait a minute.
I need a beast
Wait a
because I'm a
minute.
beast master.
When I
That's
helped
what level
the Mins
3
for
is.
weeks on that planet,
Yeah.
is that legal? It's grade 4-5, so that's fine, right?
They would be primitive enough that they probably wouldn't remember any help. You technically,
Yeah, but was that illegal?
you technically weren't helping them; they were helping you.
Yeah, but
Let's be
Loophole.
honest. You're not the most ethical of person.
I
anyway.
know. But I gotta try and swing it.
Loophole.
Fine line, mate.
So, what's your name? What do you call yourself?
Mert.
Mert, right.
Mert.
I remember you saying that.
Mert.
Mert, right, great.
Yeah.
Go and find your people, see where
Ah,
they
no.
There's no people.
No people.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
They gone long time ago.
Oh,
What
then
you want to do now?
What do now?
I kill mage, but kill mage, but mage dead.
What mage?
The mage
Oh,
should put him in the hole. The mage should have put him in the hole and stopped all the magic in the worlds. We're probably going to have to actually go back and deal with some of those mages because we just opened up the fucking ley line. Oh shit.
You roll. Do you have a proficiency in Arcana?
I don't know.
Roll the straight of intelligence then.
Yeah.
For those.
11.
Okay.
I have some.
You can. Whoever wants to know. Dan, do you want to roll?
I think Sarah's not really paying that much attention.
Because the card player's not paying much attention.
17.
You're a bit better. How do I describe this? By opening the ley line, it's alright. By opening the ley line, you probably haven't made the mages stronger because they already have
Sure.
that ability.
Okay.
However,
It's awakened it in other people.
yeah, possibly.
Sure. Okay.
So you've probably made more mages in the process.
Oh shit.
You've also probably allowed them more access to magical abilities.
I didn't find this out, did I though?
She did, not Ollie did.
Ollie.
Based off on how much Arcana came out of the hole, you can assume that you probably guess they're probably around the cantrip, maybe level 1 before you unblock the hole. By unblocking the hole, they've now got potential for level 3, level 4 spells. If they've got the right knowledge.
Should we get paid for this?
Why would we get paid for
Mert, Mert, Mert
this?
says, no money.
Oh.
Well,
I could give something instead.
what have you got?
You notice he flicks off a piece of his
Oh,
skin,
God.
and it's a rock, and he'll say, "Rock."
Yes, it is great. Thanks.
No rock. It has a slight magical aura about it.
Oh, yeah, I got a magical rock. I got a magical rock. Good job.
Yes, weird pointy ear person.
Oh yeah, you're an elf. Wait, I said the language was similar to Elvish. You could have worked out some words based off that.
Fuck off. I forgot, alright?
I forgot that.
Shut up! Shit. Good role playing. It was Space Elven, alright?
Alright, yeah.
I'm an elf. Can we have
I like how the person pointed out has got nothing to do with it.
Sorry?
I like how the person pointed out has got nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Fucking.
Well,
I'm an elf.
yes.
Welcome back. Fucking hell. Oh,
Well, I was keeping track.
I'm glad someone's paying attention to my character. So I got a space rock.
Yes,
Yeah.
pointy ear person.
You would probably have to roll inspection. What's that? Investigation.
Invest.
Yeah.
Get away, you fucking thing.
Can I throw it?
I mean, it's in his hand right now.
I'm not
so-
gonna throw it. I'm not gonna throw it.
Oh, nice. It's 18.
It's an odd magical item. You get the feeling that it has some protection clauses attached to it.
Nice. Well, what is it gonna do for me? What is it? Oh, okay. Well,
Big rock, he says. You get the feeling you probably won't be able to describe it to you.
fat fucking lot of use. You fucking are. Okay, well,
Let me have a look at that.
thanks for your
Let me have a look at it. Can
my
I see anything?
Do you have
about
provision arcana?
it? No.
Then it's just straight up investigation. And you'd have to beat an 18 basically to get a better result.
There you have.
Here's your rock back. What did you roll? Shit.
Only 16.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. I think this is a Derek thing, I suppose.
Derek, we got a rock that you need to identify for us.
Is
I'm
this
not
what you
there,
guys-
like.
Is this what you guys do?
Well,
collect?
fucking clearly.
Is this what you guys do? Collect rocks and show it to the robot boy?
No, this is the first time we've ever collected a rock.
Oh, sure it is.
Yes.
We haven't been in space for long, he says.
This is only the second planet we've been on.
Oh.
Don't say odd like that.
I've been space traveling for 100 years.
How many? 100? Oh shit, oh my. 126. Oh, 100. Wow, it was only 2,600 years ago when you started space exploring. I got a rock!
You go.
I'm not the most intelligent.
Rose will start walking back to the general direction of the city, but you do notice Mert is following you.
Mert, no, stay here, dude. Don't follow us.
I'm Mert.
Mert, see that tree right over there?
Tree?
Right in that wooden fucking thing. See the mountain way over there.
Mountain.
Fuck's sake, mate.
Would you like me to find you somewhere to stay?
That.
Yeah.
Okay, wait right here. I'll be back within the hour. I'm gonna get on my ship and fly around the planet.
Roll perception.
Sounds good.
Dirty 20.
Oh, dirty.
It probably doesn't. You probably can easily fly around this planet.
Yeah.
You could probably explore about half the planet within about half an hour.
Would I also get to add
Ship
proficiency with that?
What's the perception? No.
Cause
Why
ship-
my ship?
Ship bonuses and scanners.
Yeah, I'm proficient with my ship.
She does this sort of thing.
It's only +2.
Whatever.
Okay.
22.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to make a
Um,
character sheet for your ship as well.
You can. Oh yeah, roll a character sheet for your ship.
Why did you have to say that?
Not my fault.
Why did you have to say that?
What class is it?
Why
What race is it?
Planet Explorer class.
Uh,
I don't know what. Don't be like that.
That's some homebrew shit there, isn't it? Good luck with that.
Oh, that's easy. I've got Star Wars upstairs.
Shut up.
Well, you wanted that +2. It comes with some sacrifices, alright?
Uh-oh. Well, I'm sleeping in the spare room.
Yeah, you can probably explore half planet in half an hour if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'll find somewhere for this thing to stay.
You go across 2 or 3 continents. You do find not a trove of other stone giants, but there is like a small hamlet of 3 to 4 of them. But they're on a completely another continent.
You could airlift in there.
Yeah, how far? The closest one possible from where he was.
Yeah, you'd have to take it from one continent to another.
Yeah.
So you'd have to somehow lift him up and.
Well, you don't
Well,
know.
no, how
already.
long would it? But how can I
You'd
gauge
have to
how
go.
long?
You'd have to go at a slower speed.
Can I gauge how long he'd be able to walk there?
You can't walk over water.
Boats, mate.
You,
Boats don't exist on this planet.
Probably not. They didn't know what a bow and arrow was.
they probably do have port towns,
Oh.
but something as heavy as him, probably not.
Is there anywhere that's not across the freaking continent?
No, like I said, that's the only.
Okay, well, noted that down and take a little chart of it. Come back down and land next to these guys. Alright, do you want the good news or the bad news?
All of the above.
Mert says, news!
I found you 2 places that look inhabitable for you and good for you. That's the good news.
News.
Bad news. They are across what is known as a continent. Which is basically lots of water.
Covenants.
Can you swim?
Well,
Swim.
I got a question. I got one. What's a continent?
You would.
Do you know how to
you would know
swim?
what a continent. You would know what a continent
Really?
is. Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Never mind.
No.
Carry on. I didn't do that.
Swim. Swim.
No water.
Right, see, this is why it's bad news, because the places that look really good... Wait, where were you before?
There.
Here.
Before...
Here.
Where? Yeah.
Mage trick me.
They do that.
Mage hurt. Owie.
Oh. Well, look.
Bye.
We might be able to get you across the water, but you'll have to get attached to my ship. Wait.
Like you just were.
Wait, how big is he compared to my ship? My ship's like a one-person thing.
Yeah, but you've got a warp engine for God's sake. So it's probably defying physics laws in order for to do that.
Wait, can you fit on your ship?
Probably. Well, yeah. The
Yeah.
ship
Why don't you just get
master-
him on their ship?
No.
Also, that saves me being less likely to get arrested. To be honest.
Yes. Have more.
Useless entities.
Have more refugees on the ship.
I can't wait to get arrested because the list of things is going to be huge. It's going to be
You've
great.
been convicted of Jack
It's
Sparrow
gonna be
style.
great. And then everything else will be
Yeah.
in the character backstory.
So
Impersonating a member.
say, I
of-
go with you, new friends.
No!
Derek. Oh.
Can I speak to... So, who doesn't understand me at this point? Who is with us? Is Derek with us?
No, Derek's talking over the radio.
So who's here now?
Rose.
Rose,
okay.
understands you.
Yeah, Rose, okay. Rose.
Stan's character understands
Okay.
you.
What is your title, Rose? Did I catch your title?
Translator slash mediator.
Excellent, that will do. We have this... It goes under the name... We may have to get him across the continents to, I'm just gonna blag in a direction. It's sounding official and shit. we need to get him over to.
Oh, you've been on the ship now. You do know the name of the planet. On of.
Oh no.
On of.
Oh, is that what we had? Well, that's what we just did to the mana. We turned it off.
Oh.
It was turned
We
off.
need
turned
to.
it
We
back
should
on.
get this giant bound to an inhabitable space on the planet. There's a continent which looks habitable for his species.
Why don't we just do that with your ship?
My ship is tiny.
We'll be able to
Yours
lift
is-
him up though.
It is not going to be safe.
Just-
And
just-
frankly, I'm
Just
already.
airman him over. You'll have a fun time.
Can we use your ship?
No,
Well,
now that it's
No,
landed, the cooling
the
engines.
the engines
Ah.
of the fucking thing are cooling
Yeah.
down.
Okay, I don't know how long will that take to get sorted.
What for
It's got
yours?
at least.
How long? will
You've
it take?
been. This has been 3 hours. You've got another.
It's got at least 20 odd hours
Oh
left.
my
Yeah.
god.
Well, 7 hours.
7 hours left.
Well, there's nothing we can do.
Nope. He's gonna fucking follow us, isn't he?
Well, soon enough we're going to be flying off this planet anyway.
Yeah, and he's gonna be fucking attached to the.
Yeah, well, not for very long.
He'll like.
No, actually, to be honest, okay, no, if he follows us and then we leave anyway, we can drop him off to the continent. I was like, okay.
Wait. Are you saying you're going to drop him from the atmosphere?
No, just swing by the habitable zone and then
Drop
yeet.
him like a meteorite.
Live through this, you fuck.
No, I know what I mean. Put him in the ship for a bit, drop him off at the continent. You
Yeah,
know,
just drop off.
no, not land again for like 2 minutes, kick him out, and then bob off.
Yeah, that'd be possible.
Yeah, and then we get to keep a giant while we're on this planet, so that works good. Yeah, okay, stay with us.
I see it as a giant problem. Please don't hurt me.
Okay, so you have a stone giant.
Yeah, can I put that in my inventory too?
Can I write it?
Easily.
Okay.
Easily.
Excuse me?
I want to climb it. What?
Okay, nothing.
Yeah, I want to do that.
It's like a super large Shetland pony.
Wow. What's its height, roughly? What's the height of a giant?
Fucking massive.
It's either between large and huge, so we're talking 10 to 16 feet.
Nice.
Oh shit.
That might take me a while to climb.
What?
That might take me a while to climb.
You could just simply ask him to pick you up.
I need to put my ship back somewhere sensible.
Take it back and meet us back.
Where's our
here.
next closest destination?
You'd have to go back to the city, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, meet him back in the city.
Won't take that long. Yeah, so you go back. You take your ship back. You're taking Mert back to the city.
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk into the city with this with a stone giant.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not on my own roses here.
Uh,
It's fine.
sure.
What's the worst that could happen?
A lot of the townsfolk, as at the moment you see you approaching, they do panic and go into their houses.
Nothing to fear. Okay, bye.
Tiny people.
Nothing to fear. Okay, bye.
Tiny people run away.
Yeah, you shush. Don't speak.
Tiny people.
I don't speak. It's painful. Where do we need to go in the city?
There was no place you
No,
needed to go.
so just meet us.
It
in
was
the
it was
city,
it
okay.
basically what you were given was find information about the city
Yeah.
and the planet, which you have done,
Which we've done.
and fix
Are we
the
still
ley
20
line.
hours here?
No, we have another 6
7,
hours.
We have 6 hours
yeah,
left.
6.
Yeah.
Let's go to a bar.
Oh god, I don't drink.
Your character doesn't drink.
No.
Oh, that's boring.
So you go.
Fine.
Dan's character does drink.
Yeah.
I'm going
Dan.
to...
Yeah.
Drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Drinking.
Yeah, no, so I'm
That's like
gonna
saying
make
to
sure
an
my
ant.
ship is landed, and then if we haven't to do it for like 6 hours, I'm gonna go to the giant. Hey, Mert, was it?
No,
Yeah.
Stone Giants mode.
Yeah,
Mert,
Mert,
yes.
the giant.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you like a drink?
No water.
No, not water. Better,
It's still got water in it.
but better.
You're gonna
Well, the tavern door is closed because you have Mert with you. Please close the door.
please can we come in?
You got a big dude you like.
It's a stone giant.
He'll be outside. You got a garden area, right? Where you do now. Mert, sit down.
It's a garden gnome.
A roll persuasion.
Oh no.
Yes. -2.
You not only does the door open, you start to hear chains behind the door.
Okay. Never mind. I'm gonna spend time on my beloved ship tonight. Well, bye.
Well, what about me? Where am I gonna stay?
Bye.
Oh, fuck you then.
Get a ship.
I've got a ship bigger than yours.
So
Size isn't everything. The gnome says.
I said the short person.
yeah.
I'll get this man.
So you-
Let me have it. Said the short person.
So you go back to your ship.
Yeah, screw this shit.
Okay. Mert is left outside. Is anyone going to stay with Mert
I'm
outside
gonna-
the tavern?
I'm gonna stay in the tavern. Can I have something to eat? No, wait, I can't.
You can't.
I'm not
It's
taking-
roll
no.
persuasion.
My -2 charisma really really
It's
paid off
alright.
today.
I just rolled.
Uh,
On what?
Persuasion.
Oh, 3.
Oh.
wow, we're really good at this.
Mert will say, "Open door. People want water." They open the door for Mert. He got an 18.
Mert is really convincing. Yeah, open the door.
Well, why do you have a 12-foot, 14-foot person? It's
Yeah.
kind of.
Alright. Yeah.
You walk into the tavern, hushed tones now, but after a couple of minutes,
Yeah.
people do start to
Warm
calm.
up to it.
Yeah. The kids even start climbing up on him, but he's still sitting down because you told him to sit, so he hasn't moved technically.
Aww.
Goodbye. This is gonna be my beast. I'm gonna make it my beast for Beastmaster.
You do notice. I'm not giving you a hill giant.
Oh. But why?
Should have put it in your backstory, but I got away with that.
It is in my backstory.
Well, I have a hill giant.
Yeah. It is now.
I met
See
Mert.
right there.
I met Mert.
That's not even- What are you doing, man?
Anyway, you do notice that there's about 10 or 15 people in the corner of the
Get
tavern.
giant.
There are about 10 or 15 people in the corner of the tavern. They look young, so like
Sure.
in their early to late 20s. You
You're old
do
enough to be drinking here.
no early to late 20s.
Oh, they're plenty old.
Yeah, but
Depends on
you
the
do notice them carrying crude bows.
Hey, nice bows you got there.
He says, we're gonna have some fun tonight.
What type of fun you got on?
Where these bows are not, they're called bows, right?
Yes.
They're gonna
What are you gonna shoot from them? Can't see anything you're gonna shoot from them.
twigs.
Fucking genius. Fucking hell. Fucking wow. Can I have a...
Yeah. They're not twigs. The bows are somewhat well made. They're functional.
Yeah.
So 20 to 30 feet. The actual things they're shooting out of are essentially sharpened sticks.
Yeah, sharp.
So they would pierce,
Oh yeah,
but not much.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
We're talking instead of 1d6 or 1d8 or whatever it is, it's probably 1d4, something like that.
Nice.
Like half the damage.
Um,
So it will pierce through flesh.
D8 normally for a long.
So it would be d4 for these. So they pierce flesh, but not.
Armor and
Yeah.
flesh.
It's just a flesh wound.
Huh.
Yeah. Are you just gonna have a drink in the tavern,
I'm not gonna have a drink. How about a quick
Dan?
chat?
Dan? Oh my god, he's actually falling asleep. Dan! No. No. Is your character having a drink?
Yes, I already said this.
How about a quick?
No.
How about a quick shooting challenge?
Are you actually going to try and teach them how to shoot a bow?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the next half an hour while you're having drinks with these guys, and they're not getting merry, but there's 1 or 2 pints. They're out with the lads, essentially. They're having a good time.
You don't want to really be drinking while you want to shoot. It really doesn't.
Like I
count.
said, it's not enough to, but they're all buzzed, essentially. After about an hour or 2 of teaching them, they're proficient enough. We're talking new recruits, essentially. There.
Yeah. Okay.
But by
Good.
now it's sunset, and you do notice doors start to close.
Okay. How about a quick friendly round of who can get the best shot on the target?
Based off what Rose had told you previously,
Yeah.
the night time is when like there's a curfew.
I'm still doing.
Yeah, you're outside. Yeah, okay. So are these people with the bows, but everyone else is like, shit, we better get in now.
Yeah. How about it? We put some money down and all.
Oh god, what money do they even have?
You got to decide that.
They use nibnabs. That's their currency now. Nibnabs.
Nibnabs for this planet.
Yeah.
Well, I've got.
Credits.
Yeah, but doesn't the ship automatically transfer it into the planet's currency? If I remember
This
correctly?
planet is technically not registered. It's not a grade 2 or 1, so it's got it has no contact with it.
Okay. Well, I've got these, and they're from where I'm from. I get out a proper 1 gold piece.
That would probably they recognise gold. So
I've got this. This
Yeah.
is what I can bet.
yeah, so they start throwing down what they think is equivalent. You see gold equivalents of these schnibnibs or whatever I called them,
Yeah.
or the hoodats,
Nibs.
nibs. So there's a lot of nibs on the table.
Mm-hmm.
About an hour or 2 again after that, so now there's virtually no sunlight. You do notice 1 or 2 figures flying from this large castle. 2. And they come flying towards you.
That's fine. I'm
Okay.
gonna pull back and shoot the first arrow into the makeshift target I've made.
Yeah, roll an attack.
Don't.
Roll an attack.
Prison.
See how much HP these fuckers have.
11.
11 to hit.
Yep.
Yeah, that hits.
D8s, I'm guessing, even though it's just a target. That is an 8 plus 4, so 12.
You watch as this flying figure falls from the air.
Oh no, it's the target that I'm shooting.
Oh, right,
not,
okay.
Not one of them, not yet.
No,
I'm
not
seeing
yet.
what's happening. I'm still playing the game.
Yeah,
but sort of stunk
Yeah.
into the target.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh.
The flying figures are getting closer. Basically, they're probably
Cool.
within 100 feet of you.
Okay. I got them in range. Then.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You hear like a snide little voice behind the hood go, "It's curfew time, boys. Why are you still out?"
What the fuck is this curfew all about? What does the hood
Mm-hmm.
look like?
It's just a red hooded figure.
Red hooded figure.
You get the feeling that they've got some sort of ranking system amongst the mages.
Okay.
That's the feeling that you get.
Okay.
So he's just.
What's all this curfew about?
He says, "You're new around here, especially with that outfit."
Yes, I'm.
And you see the hooded figure come closer, and he's sort of like sniggering.
Yeah, I'm from out of town.
State your business.
Just having a nice round of archery with the
Well,
boys.
you can stay in the town for the night, can't you?
We are in the town for the night.
Tavern, he says. You're not indoors.
Why should we stay indoors?
We need to keep an eye on the ribble rabble.
Well,
The
here they are.
mudbloods.
Well, here they are. Whoop-de fucking woo. Doesn't mean they can't go out at night. I go over the radio quietly. Guys, I think I might be getting into shit. Can I have some help?
Dan's character is with you.
Yeah.
Rose is technically
Yeah.
with you. You would hear this over the radio.
Might be getting into a bit of shit that might need a hand. They may just seem a bit shitty.
Am I able to understand the language?
His language.
Yeah, for the thing.
From the
Where's
radio.
my
You would hear it over your radio, but you would understand it because you're Bangle.
Okay. My bangle.
You're Bangle.
Mango.
You're Bangle.
Okay, I'll eat it and go.
It'll take you. Are you going by ship?
How far is it by foot?
About half an hour.
Okay, no, I'll enter dramatically, get on a ship.
Okay. It'll take a minute.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I might. I'm just here with the boys having a good archery
Yeah,
fight.
I'll be there in like 1 minute.
Like, not fight, but just challenge. We're just having a friendly gathering.
Roll perception. Not persuasion. Sorry.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
That's a straight charisma roll. Alright, 15. I think it's time to turn the light down. Sorry,
I
switch.
think I'll do this. But considering Dan is literally falling asleep, we may finish soon anyway.
Sorry, guys.
It's alright.
Okay, man. If you didn't sleep good, then you need a rest, man.
I thought it lasted a bit longer.
So yeah,
Aw.
you beat their row. You beat their row.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna stand there, and cross-armed.
Are they still floating?
Yeah.
Oh. You don't need to float like that all the time. You can touch the ground like the rest of us.
We would prefer to stay up here where we can keep an eye on you.
No, it's just pathetic. You're pathetic.
So, how are they laid out on the ground to work out how I'm gonna land?
Right. Okay. So, do I have a pen?
Oh, I gotta buy a little mini for a ship, man.
Yep.
Oh, see, that's the kind of thing.
I'm
need
gay. I
to
can't
do.
catch.
What sort of thing?
I'm gonna buy a little ship mini for my
Nice.
guy. Yeah.
Oh man. I need to do a heal for Judas. I need to get my paladin.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So those are your little friends with the bows and arrows.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, like I said, it was about 10, 15.
Oh, sweet.
The forest that you went through is over here. So the hill giant was south here.
Mm-hmm.
The ship is probably over here. So your ship will literally have to go over where this is where the town is basically. So you would have to fly over the town to get to them basically.
Yeah.
And then there would be two of them here,
Cool.
flying next to each other. And
So-
you would probably be positioned somewhere here, depending where you want to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
I don't think you're quite that big.
It's two hands.
Dan and your character would be somewhere as well.
Yeah, I guess. Put me on
Did
the
you want
map.
some dice?
What? No, just give me a dice then.
That's funnier.
Is my breathing disability amusing to you?
That one's the empty one. It's fine.
Is my suffering enjoyable?
That's the empty one. It's okay.
Oh, fine. I did that.
Oh, for God's
It's the
sake.
empty one.
Is this a... No,
That one's full.
that one's full. That one's empty.
So, because I have been out of it, quick, long and short.
TLDR, I've taught the locals how to use bow and arrows, and the local mages don't like it. They've come over, now it's curfew, because it's curfew, you should all be inside. And I've gone, why the fuck should we be inside? I don't want to be inside.
Oh, the
I'm just
tavern.
having a good time with these guys
The
here.
tavern
We
is-
shouldn't
The
challenge.
tavern is here, and Mert is around the corner here.
Who's Mert?
The stone giant that's been following you.
We've had a stone jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has he said to all of
He's
this?
been a giant problem.
No, he's
No, since when have we had a stone giant?
Why
Since
do
you
just get
unplugged it
Mert
from the
to-
hole to
Why do
fix
you
the
just get
radar.
Mert to throw them?
There's been
Yeet!
Okay, sure.
Puny god!
Mert wants to kill mages anyway. Just let him
Oh,
lead
he
them.
does, yeah.
He's around the corner. No, he doesn't notice.
No, he hasn't.
Take.
Not yet. Not yet. I wanna. Okay, so I just.
We'll say at this point your ship comes flying through.
Yeah, I'm gonna land it in a dramatic place.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, landing on top of them.
No,
Stoink.
no, no,
Fuck you!
no jokes. I don't know what's going on yet.
So like
We've
you're,
broken so many
you're landing from this
tackles.
direction.
So what's this?
They're the two mages that are flying in the air.
Okay, and this is.
I
you.
have got an arrow.
Is this
knocked.
you? Is
Yeah,
this?
that's me.
For God's sake. And this is okay. I'm gonna. Can I fit here?
How big is your ship?
I'm gonna guess no more than 15 by 15.
So it's basically a square,
Yeah.
or more like a rectangle. So like
It's like a little circular ship of magic.
that,
for one
that,
person
does,
magic.
that doesn't help. So there, yeah,
Escape pod on Hitchhiker's Guide. Flim.
Kinda.
there we go.
Flim.
And you're inside your ship.
Yeah.
Seeing the ship fly over, the mages are going to attack it.
As soon as I see them do that, stun.
Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Are they
Well,
flying?
they started
Oh,
it!
I need to add projectiles on my ship.
Oh shit. Totally had lasers.
Maybe you do.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do.
You went, I need to add projectiles to my ship, question mark, right? Maybe I do. Yeah, I do. That was brilliant. Okay.
So 1d12, right, per like, let's say like the 4 I have.
Only 4?
That'd be nice. That seems reasonable.
1d12 assault 4?
Oh shit. Oh. Yeah, do it.
So basically level 17 Eldritch Blast.
No. Assault 4 means there's 4 shots per one.
Yeah, so level 17 Eldritch Blast. 1,
Oh,
2,
No.
3,
4.
4.
4. 4.
Oh, so 4 level 17 Eldritch Blasts.
I rolled good.
No,
No.
I didn't roll good.
Okay,
So did
so
I.
Dan.
4.
Oh
Oh.
god.
So that's my initiative score. That's why I'm saying 4 a lot.
Titch.
6.
What happened to the matriarchy?
I rolled a 1.
Has the matriarchy just completely destroyed?
Yes.
That's nonsense.
What's this?
I don't have a
The
vagina.
matriarchy's gone.
Oh.
I don't have,
Oh, yeah,
I
the
don't
circle-
Have,
oh, yeah,
I don't
the
have a
circles.
vagina.
The natural formation is, but you don't need
The
to roll
natural
initiative.
formation.
I do.
I mean, you do for those.
The natural formation has changed, yes.
Oh,
Ah,
matriarchy. 9
Hey,
Dex?
we got all of us
Yeah,
got below
but-
No,
10.
what was your dex?
plus 3.
Okay.
And I rolled a 6.
All
Oh,
of
I
us got
see.
below 10. Yeah.
So, yeah, everyone rolled low.
Including that.
Then who's now?
Wow.
They had 9. The same as Laurel. So it was just like.
Wow. Shit.
But you get a surprise round.
Yeah, I know. Good.
So you get hit first.
As
And
soon
then,
as-
and then top of the round.
This one can go to prison too. But,
I thought I was being good to you.
no, that one was shit. That one rolled a 2.
Oh, okay. Which one?
The other one, yeah, that one failed me too many times, so. Natural 20.
No. Yeah, roll damage. Which one are you hitting?
This one.
Okay.
And then it's D8. How do you do crits?
Double the damage.
Double the damage.
So
8
times 2, so 16.
16 plus 4. So 20.
Yeah, you watch as this guy takes an arrow through the throat, basically,
Dun.
and then you see a moment, and he just collapses to the floor. The other guy looks
Ah, shit!
horrified.
I'll bet.
Laurel, your turn first. Or Ollie.
I'm gonna say I have I'm guessing I'm gonna have to get on my ship.
I guess you are.
I doubt I have.
Now, is your ship a mount?
Guess.
So you have to use half your movement to get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good that we discussed that.
Who's this?
That is Dan's character.
Okay.
Sarah.
I would have landed in a way, and these. That's you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you change it again? Okay, so that's okay. So blah, 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 blah. Can I go there?
So 5, 10, 15, yes.
My movement speed is 25. So I mean,
Oh, yes, you'd be there. But the guy's floating 20 feet in the air, and you just did see
oh, it's 20 feet. Yeah, that's cool.
Finn.
I'm gonna try and yeet one of
Yeah.
my hand axes at him.
Finn. What?
I'm gonna try and yeet one of my hand axes at him.
Okay. Hand axe.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have 2 of them.
Aren't you an alchemist or something?
Artificer.
Yeah, where the fuck's the
And
guns and shit?
And I have, yeah, I really want guns and shit, but we haven't discussed guns and shit.
Oh, okay. We'll have to
We
do
need to
that.
discuss guns and shit. So
Yeah, 'cause
guns.
maybe they were
Oh.
destroyed somehow.
I want guns. No,
Oh,
I
no.
want guns and shit.
Oh no.
But okay.
Good
15 plus 19 to
Yeah,
hit.
that's-
Yay! And that's returning as well because Artificer is yay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So it's like a boomerang.
I really throw things at things. Do I add anything to the
Dex, I'd say.
Throwing weapons are strength unless they're finesse.
+1, I get +1 from things, so 10.
Damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's dead. Yeah, these guys are not.
And y'all were fucking scared of those fuckers? Why were y'all scared of them? They were shit.
Well, this was fun. Thank you for calling me over.
It's XP, alright?
Not much XP.
And we woke you up.
I'll probably get home and I'll be wide awake. That's
Yeah, I
the
know that
problem.
feeling. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are cheering, basically.
So, back to the game then, right, boys?
Back to the game.
What game?
We were having a shooting contest.
Oh, aye.
Oh, yeah.
Let me get my bow.
Oh, you have a bow?
Aye.
It's a gun that she doesn't have.
This is my bow and arrow.
I mean,
But now you're blowing a fucking hole in the shot, fucking thing.
But I mean, yeah, I would have originally wanted that being a gun, but we needed.
Yeah, we'll have to go after that, yeah.
I'm not just gonna throw in a gun without like talking about it.
Yeah, gun, good. Yeah, good.
Oh, that's where the magic rock can go.
But yeah.
People laughed at Kira for twigs and leaves.
Ah, now I'm getting them. It's fucking brilliant.
But yeah,
I always thought
throwing
it
weapons
was
are all
brilliant.
strength based unless they're finesse, in which
Fact,
case they're dex based.
Mad
Strength
shit.
and finesse. The song.
Space
Uh-huh.
rock from Merlin. Done.
Yeah, so you go back to the game, and at this point, there's people are far more merry, and people have may or may not noticed you killing the mages randomly.
Can I
Yeah.
So
find?
people are coming out and cheering.
Can I find
basically.
anything on the bodies of the mages?
Yeah, man.
Shh,
I'm just
roll
getting
an
on with-
investigation.
I'm getting on with the game in fairness. So come on, Cedric, it's your
19.
go.
So let's see what they're
Nice.
carrying.
I like a 19.
They are carrying clubs.
Wow.
They're carrying clubs. You get 2 clubs.
I don't want them.
You guys noticed that Sarah's got like part of a greatsword out of its holster and then realises, oh, everything's down. Just fix it.
Oh, never mind now. I'll just go
So you
nurse
get
my
2
drink
clubs.
again.
I don't want those.
You get what they're wearing, which is the red ropes.
I don't want those.
I don't want any of the things you give me.
What was your total?
19.
No, that's pretty decent. I'm gonna have to
Some of the cool
come
toys.
up with a magic item.
Oh,
please.
boy. Some of the cool toys.
No, what's an uncommon?
Bag of holding.
They're not going to randomly have a bag of holding with them.
A bunch
They
of
could.
potions.
Oh!
Wand.
Yeah,
Some
wand.
sort?
You get wand of magic
A
missiles.
wand.
Oh. Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah,
That's
wand,
awesome.
wand of magic
Nice.
missiles.
Hey guys, I got my bow.
Oh shit.
Okay, actually, because I got one magic missile. Okay, I'm totally gonna use that shit. That's what I'm
It's
gonna
got
use.
7 charges, and you do 1d4 per charge.
Yeah, getting them.
Well, you're using all of them.
I'm using 3.
Okay.
How do they recharge?
I'm going traditional, so
At
by day.
dawn.
Dawn.
And if you go below 20, you need to roll a 1d20. If you roll a 1, it
When's
breaks.
done? Because we're in space.
It would be every long rest that you do, essentially.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I do 8
Just-
damage of 3 magic missile on. Is there 3 different targets?
Trees.
3 different targets. How many targets are there?
Oh,
Or is it
I've
just
only
the one?
set one up.
They've only set one up.
Okay, well I do all 3 of them to the thing.
Yeah, it explodes.
Well, that just destroys the point of the game.
I
you
win.
haven't. I don't think you do win. You
Oh.
didn't put a wager.
Well, you kind of jumped the boat
Yeah.
because the one needs attunement anyway.
Oh.
So that doesn't actually happen.
The one chooses the wizard. The one chooses the wizard.
Okay.
But I did give
Nope,
you.
definitely
It is
not.
the weakest wand, and it doesn't need attunement by a spellcaster, so anybody can use it.
Oh, so it doesn't require attunement.
It does require
That's
attunement,
right, sorry.
but most wands have needed require attunement to a
Require wizard.
spellcaster.
Oh, but this one doesn't require
Because
a
it's a base
spellcaster.
one, yeah.
Sorry, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
you can use it. You need to attune to
very
it, which
cool.
takes half an hour.
okay, in half an hour that's gonna get wrecked.
Really wrecked. In the meantime, we'll just carry on.
I'm basically looking for something special in the beers, like something exotic,
Um,
or wines, or whatever.
Roll investigation.
Or ales, or whatever. Basically, I'm looking for something special in the wines, beer, ales. Investigation, yeah?
Yeah.
I want to try and get advantage on these checks for alcohol and alcohol only.
It would have to be some sort of bartending wench feat or something.
Can I get that sort of thing?
If
Because there's no such thing in
if you
existence.
train on the ship, maybe
18.
18.
Yeah, it's a straight roll for me.
Most of the alcohol is very primitive. Like I said, is medieval in terms.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got your base ales and beers, and maybe a wine, but it's very primitive. Like it'll give you the buzz, but it hasn't got an amazing taste to it.
This is nice, animal, but it's missing something.
Have you taken the helmet off, Ladrickless? You've been wearing a helmet this entire time.
When did I put the helmet on?
When you were on the ship. At the
Did
start
I
of the
put that
session.
on?
Oh no, you didn't. You didn't say anything explicitly.
No. Exactly.
Because he wouldn't leave the ship because I said in 48 hours your lungs will start turning into bars of soap.
No.
Well, good for my lungs.
Nice.
That'll be clean.
Because
told me I needed to
because
wash my
Rose-
mouth.
Rose has had a helmet on this entire time, and she's bought a bottle of whiskey with her. For every time she's hit the yeah. So that's it, really.
Yeah, it's missing a certain something. I should have bought some cinnamon.
Yes. So
You look daft in your fish bowl.
quarter is 50, I believe. Is it? Is quarter 50?
For what?
XP.
I don't know. Sorry.
XP. What's the challenge rating? That's not what I wanted. Oh yeah, there we are. It is 50 XP. So you get 100 XP for killing them. So that's 100 divided by 3.
33.
33. And you get 100 for completing the planet. So you get 133 total.
Puts us at
400.
341?
400.
42.
Are you guys doing anything else in the city? Because right now everyone's doing, and not a parade per se,
342.
but everyone's come out with the town.
442.
Even the kids have come. Even the
Oh, we got 100, yeah, sorry.
even the kids have come out
Got some of
basically.
it, right? Yeah.
Let's just say you sparked the revolution basically.
Viva la revolution!
Cool, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Now learn metalcraft to put some sharper points on the tips of that.
Everyone roll perception.
Uh-oh.
What do my blue scale? What do they think my blue scale are?
They've all thought you've been weird folks from out of town, basically.
Okay.
What was it?
Perception.
30-20.
Okay.
Oh, perception.
7.
10.
What was that? 7.
Yeah.
So the only person to notice this is Titch. You notice two things. One, there seems to be a kid playing with a fireball in hands.
Oh shit.
Not fireball, sorry, not fireball. And there seems to be a young gentleman doing some sort of healing ritual on someone.
An old gentleman.
Yeah, an older gentleman in his 50s doing a healing ritual on someone. You get the feeling that they're both either sorcerers or warlocks of some sort. They've just awakened their power, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah. I just look over, sort of smiling. Oh, we did good here.
Yeah.
We've done good.
Rose goes, I just wish I could fucking drink my drink, she says.
Well, we can go back to the ship and you can drink it.
Nah, do you know what I'm going to do? Fuck this shit, she says. I'm going to their castle.
I love Rose.
You're going where?
To their castle.
Why are you going to that
They're
castle?
going to have cool shit in there.
What race is
Oh,
Rose?
they are going to have...
All races Rose.
Yeah.
A combination of elf, dwarven and human.
How old is she?
In her mid-20s.
She's Violet's daughter.
Viola's daughter, yeah.
Viola.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Viola
So
Harrow's daughter.
She's a mongrel from...
Yeah.
I hope I -2 Chris unless we get places.
Yeah.
I'm playing that kind of character.
Roll of the game!
Yeah, Rose starts charging off towards their castle.
Shit. Guys, Rose is going to the castle.
Monsieur, I can see that with my own 2 eyes.
You're in the pub, aren't you?
I
thought
can
you
see that with my own 2 eyes.
you were all outside playing the game, but like I said,
I just bought
there's a
my
small
ale out,
celebration
with me.
going
fair.
on.
Okay, my bad then. I thought you'd stayed in, sorry. Oh, shit.
What's wrong with Rose going up to the castle?
She said they probably got cool shit up there.
Well, it's time to leave then.
Time to go and... Oh, shit, okay. Well, guess we're going too.
And then Mert says, I go too, I go.
You might be useful, actually. You could break the door down. Yeah, fuck it, come with us.
Yeah.
Either he dies or he doesn't. Yeah, either way.
Where are you going? To the back of the ship?
No, to
to
the
the castle.
castle far enough.
You are about 5 minutes behind her. When you get to the castle, the door's open basically, and you see Rose sort of like rummaging through some bedding and some chests, and
Fucking hell, Rose, you didn't hold back. Did you find anything good?
she says, got a couple of scrolls.
Can I have a look,
Nah,
please?
nah.
Oh, that's nice.
Got a couple of scrolls, found 1 or 2 wands.
Madame Rose!
What?
Madame Rose!
Yeah.
Is there any way of behaving?
Any way of behaving?
You're stealing, lovely, from these poor little lasses and lads.
They were cunts, she says. They were nasty. Mages were scaring these people.
Well, were they the only 2 mages in town?
In this city, yeah, but there's
Oh.
probably loads of them in the cities. But if this one starts, who knows what's going to happen, innit?
Yeah, well, we've liberated the people, so this is free pickings. This is good. I'm gonna start having a look around for anything. as
roll
well.
investigation.
I'm all up for against the establishment, but stealing, honestly.
I just walk out of the castle shaking my head.
Okay,
9.
not much. You find some tomes with spells in them, like not spell scrolls, but actual wizard books, basically, essentially.
So a spell book.
Yeah, spell book.
How many?
You find 3. Each book has got 2 spells in it. So one's got magic missile and shield. Okay. Oh, we're gonna have to do this one at a time.
Spell book.
Yeah, 3 spell books.
Yeah. So first one.
Magic missile and shield.
Okay. File. S-H-I-L-D. Spell book. Yeah.
Unseen servant and levitate.
Serve and
Levitate.
levitate. Spell book. Go.
And then the last one then is shield of faith and healing word.
Okay. Well, they would have been really useful to the 2 that we just killed.
No, you wouldn't have known what class they were because you killed them before they could even do anything.
Killed them.
Yeah.
What were they? Warlocks?
I don't know, you won't know, would you?
Shit.
Yeah, that's about it really. For you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Rose finds a number of spell scrolls.
Yeah.
and a number of 2 wands she finds.
Nice.
1 magic missile, 1 paralyze.
Nice. That's pretty fucking good.
What else does she find? I'll roll for it. Oh, that's all she finds.
That's all.
That's all.
Fair. Well, I think we're done here now, right?
Yeah, I guess so. I'll bring these back to the ship. They may or may not be useful. They're a bit primitive, like, but
Well, that's what magic is, primitive, isn't it?
no. What I meant is the level of these spell scrolls and wands are pretty low.
Oh, right. I mean, yeah.
Let's eat out of here, she says.
No. Then, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. You make it back to the ship. Rose basically dumps everything on the floor.
I would have flown back in
Yeah.
my ship to
Nice.
land it back in.
Okay.
We also need to get Mer dropped off at the other part of the continent.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Will
brought
has
that with
actually
you.
followed us to the
Yeah,
ship
you
this
need
time.
we need to get Mer over to the inhabitable continent.
Let's say,
Oh,
but
God.
can't stay.
Home. You wanted home.
Yeah,
wanted-
but my family dead.
Well, sorry. you wanted somewhere to live. I found you somewhere to live. That's what you want. That's why I just went zoom.
Family.
Home.
Family.
I can't do that. Not a necromancer. Look, I'm doing you a favour.
roll persuasion.
For fuck's sake, no. Not on my -2, please. Don't. Not one again.
Yeah, Merch really wants to stay with you guys on the
You need to
ship.
get dice prison.
Okay. Yeah, come on the ship.
You now
Look,
have,
dice prison.
you have a stone giant on the ship now.
Yeah, let's
What
drive
does
into
captain
the
think of it?
continents.
Vincent just shrugs indifferently.
Drive
says-
into the
says,
continents.
another person that can look after the ship, I suppose.
Are you guys?
Wait, you want to hire him?
Not my ship, not my rules.
I mean, same, but wait, you want to hire him? You want to keep him on the ship?
I don't think he's got use for money, but we can feed and clothe him and...
It's gonna take a lot of food for that thing.
The ship generates the food magically. It's
Yeah.
straight.
You've essentially got infinite foods.
Yeah.
Well, not my ship, not my problem.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, it's your call, Captain. If you want to keep him, you can keep him.
Well, they're aboard, Mert, he
Definitely
says.
gonna be my pet.
No. So you've had 150 meeps. You've got 4 automatons
Yep.
which are on the deck as
Yep.
well.
Well, they
They're
found
looking
my
after the
calling.
looking after the ship. You now have Mert.
Yeah.
There was a 4th thing as well. What other thing did you get off from the previous planet?
I mean, yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, the meeps.
And the automatons.
The automatons.
Yeah,
that
which are
was
working on the ship
all
now.
really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously.
Evil flower.
Oh, evil flower. There we go.
Ah, yeah, that
Yeah.
evil fucking.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit! Why do you have to remind him of that?
Oh no.
How many meeps is it controlling?
No, it's just when she said I can't bring your parents back.
Oh.
You technically can with the rose. Want to resurrect some stone
The
giants?
rose? It's not a rose.
No.
There was a flower.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
sorry, my
herb.
bad.
No, let's
Yeah.
not do that.
Nope. Don't want to do that. That's a stupid idea.
Yeah, so
I don't dabble in necromancy.
Oh.
Thanks.
Yeah, so that is the planet and everything done.
Oh, sweet. Derek.
Yeah.
Can you do what's this? Magic rock thing.
It's called Merch Rock, essentially. It's a homebrew item. Basically, you can cast shield once per day.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow. Hey, I want a rock.
Hey, get your own rock. This is my rock. Mertz rock, yeah.
Yeah, and it allows you to cast shield on yourself once
You've
per
got the
day.
word magic in there.
Merch Magic Rock.
But do you tell people that you've clocked what it is?
Well, Derek's saying this out loud because he has to tell him.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Of course
Okay,
it is.
I want one of those. Ma,
Yeah.
can I have a rock?
He goes, yeah, it's skin.
Yeah, I want some.
but it hurts sometimes.
Please.
He tried to explain to you that you can probably only make one once per day.
But tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Prepare your anus.
Wow.
I don't actually say that.
Rose will walk over to your character and say, "Oh, I found this thing. It may not be useful to you," and she'll hand you a long sword.
Oh, nice.
Pick it up.
Roll Arcana.
9.
It's magical.
It's no great sword. You sure you don't need this, Rose?
She says, "I use a great sword.
Yeah, so do I. Why would I want this?
It's magical. Do you know what it does?
No.
It's a flame tongue."
Oh.
I like my great sword.
She's saying, "Do you want it or not? I'll take it back if you don't."
No.
Wow.
She'll hand it over to Derek, and Derek will say, I'll just put it in the pile."
You know what we should do? We should open up an intergalactic shop. Or oh shit! I'm having flashbacks.
I'm not. I'm having PTSD.
Don't make fun of her.
What? Sorry?
Do a perception check.
Does Finraz
See if any of the NPCs notice.
15.
You said you just hear Sarah go, "Don't wake Papa whilst patting the greatsword."
Oh. Yeah, that's the end of the
Yeah,
planet.
I don't think there's anything else that we can do here.
No, it's off to the next planet, but I have not planned for it. I mean, you can do stuff on the ship if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna be just.
Is there anything you want to
focusing
buy?
I don't think there is at the moment.
I can't buy anything.
Oh, so you haven't had your first paycheck, have you?
No, we haven't.
I said once a week.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
it's been 3 days to get from here to the previous planet,
Okay.
and the last planet was another 3 days. So I would say tomorrow's your paycheck.
Yeah, I don't have any money though.
So, I have got money, so.
Because before we left, I spent all my money on exotic beers because I didn't know we would have.
I'll
beer
say for the sake of breviancy, you get 250 credits.
Tomorrow.
Well, no, just write it down now.
Yeah.
So I'm not writing it down until I have it.
I'll forget it.
I'm not cheating.
I'll forget otherwise.
Is my character included on this?
No,
Yeah, I thought not.
you've got your own
Yeah.
pay stub, but you need to get to your bank basically.
Yeah. Though I want to try to get employed underneath the ship as well.
You'd have to ask Vincent that.
Yeah, I want to schedule a meeting, but I need to wait for my message back from the monarch.
Also, everything's happening tomorrow basically. It's your paychecks and your death sentence.
If I'm gonna get sent out, I may as well go off with a blast, literally.
Let's just fuck up as many planets as we can.
You know
let's-
what? Fuck 'em.
Let's just start revolutions everywhere.
Start a revolution.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I'd probably go and say to Derek, can you incorporate some sort of band thing like Holly's?
Change the kazoos into those.
Yep.
I like the kazoos though.
No, the kazoos are shit.
They're fun.
They're not.
You blow into them.
You're a simple man, aren't you, Derek?
I've been told that many times.
Good.
It's not really that simple for what he is.
Actually, I might buy studded leather. Yeah, okay. Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, so I could do that, I suppose. Can I have a look at your bingle bangle for a second?
You mean this?
Yeah, bingle bangle. He'll hold his hand out, and it's well, you give it to him. He'll look at it for a minute, and he'll say, "Yeah, it's easy." And he'll grab all the kazoos off you and say, "I'll have it done by tomorrow."
Can I keep one of those?
What, kazoos?
Yeah. A little handful.
Yeah.
That'll be
yeah,
useful.
Can't do kazoos.
Really?
Yeah, you never know when we'll meet more people.
Yeah, I mean you're collecting them slowly.
Got a cash now.
Nice.
No.
Space
Nice.
kazoos.
Yeah, I found my calling for this campaign.
Hmm?
Nothing. nothing, I found my calling.
Want to collect people
To bring one living thing onto the ship.
every session.
Is this gonna be like an ultimate story of like Noah's Ark,
Yep.
but more like Noah's like fucking spaceship? Well, then we need 2 of each.
Yep. No, one each.
That might be a
Nice.
problem on the next planet.
Why there's nothing living? That's not fair.
No, it's not that.
What then?
Let's
It's,
find
it's
out.
just you have to wait and find out.
Oh, and on next week's episode, or next time.
And
we
next,
run
next time there's one less person.
Yeah. Awesome.
That was a quick session. I was only
Yeah,
about 2.5
that's good.
hours. I literally thought you were going to do it the other way around, kill the mages first, then go. But because you expedited the stone, and then they literally came out for their
Yeah.
own reasons. Because I thought you were going to go there during the day, explore the
No.
castle. No, you did
No.
the other way around.
No, we'll do the stone giant thing
Yeah.
first because that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then we'll just stay and have fun with the locals.
Yeah.